Hi, it's Wendy from the library. Today I'm going to be showing you how we're going to make a cute little hanging planter using these little containers that a yogurt comes in. We love to reuse and recycle a lot of items here at the library, and this is just a fun way to do it. There's also going to be an opportunity, if you want to, by putting chalkboard paint on your jar, that you could write a sweet little message and give it as a gift. So I'm going to show you what you'll be getting in your kit to make this hanger. You'll get the jar, of course. You're going to get a piece of twine that's approximately 16 feet long. Another smaller piece about a foot long for tying off at the end. You get this little bit of black chalkboard paint with a paintbrush, some stones to put in it, and you'll get a little air fern, an air plant. That's a live plant, but it doesn't require being watered. You just mist it maybe once or twice a week. If it doesn't seem to be doing good, you can take it out and really soak it really good and then let it air dry again. But usually it's just misting. The plant will take care of it. So these air plants are pretty neat. And you'll be able to just settle it into your hanger once you're done. Usually take a few of the little stones out, set it down in, and just prop it around with the stone. So we'll get to that later. But for right now, let's show you how to make this hanger. All right, I'm going to take my cord, and I want to fold it in half and in half and in half. So I have a long cord. I want to make sure I've got my ends. Here we go. So I'll hold it and straighten it out. So it's folded in half once. I have 2 strings. Get to this end, hold it, and stretch it down nice and smooth. Now I had 4, and then I'm going to stretch it down one more time so it's actually 8. And then when I get to this end, I'm going to hold on to it, make it nice and smooth with my finger, but I'm going to take a piece of this twine, half of it, and I'm going to tie it off here because this is going to be the hanger for my planter. Wrap it around a few times. There we go, and then bring it together and tie a knot. So let's bring this down so that they're all together. Nice and tight. And then one more time. Square knot, and then just trim the ends off when I'm done. It won't show up that much, and it'll hold it secure. So that will be how I hang my planter, is by this loop. Now I'm going to take this, you'll need a piece of tape at home, but I'm going to take this and a piece of tape and just tape it to my table so that if I pull on it a little bit, it won't go sliding off. I'm going to separate, maybe I should put this up over the knot more, sorry. So I see where the knot is. There we go. I'm going to separate my cords into 4 pairs. And like I don't want to take one over here and pair it up with one on the other side. I want to pair them up when they're sort of next to each other. So there's a 2, and here's a 2. Oh, and actually I need to come all the way to the bottom here and snip these loops off. Because I do want individual strings. There we go. So here's a 2, and this 2 was on this side. So picture it as like 4 sides. Here's the front, there's a side, here's a side, and this one will be the back. So take a ruler, or just something that you can measure by to make sure it's the same all around. I like this because if I estimate 7 inches, I could take my paintbrush and do it as long as my paintbrush if I wanted to, but just do it the same length everywhere you tie it off. So I will use my paintbrush. It's just going to lay there on the table to the end of the paintbrush and tie it off. Because that is about 7 inches, which is nice. All right. Alrighty, there's one. Now I'm going to do this side. So I want to see how long it is. To the end of the paintbrush, tie it off there. I'm going to do this to all 4 sides, and hopefully the knots will be approximately the same length as each other. And tie this one off. This is the back. Whoops. Hold that there. There we go. Oops, it ended up coming down lower, so, and that's okay. If something is just off, just loosen it up and push the knot a little higher. I didn't realize when the twine slipped, it actually slipped my measurement too, so it does need to be up in here. Here we go. So front, side, back, and then this side, approximately that long. There we go. And tie that one off. Here we go. So now that you've got that, we're going to do the next section, which is what's going to hold on to our glass. And it is going to be a piece of twine from each side. I'm going to retape this a little bit because it's slipping on me. A piece from the one side, I'm going to take one piece of twine and connect it to one side of my front pair. Take it apart. There we go. And I'm only going to measure, oh, you can see they're not perfect. That's okay. I'm going to measure down about 3 inches and tie a knot. So I have one string from each of those. And now, there we go. Now I'm going to take this leftover one from the front and take it to one of this side. Measure down about 3 inches. Boy, they were uneven for certain, but it's okay. It's not going to be a bad thing. All right, so now I'm going to take this side and take one from the back. And I kind of want to see how those strings are lying. There we go. We'll take it from the back and put that together down about 3 inches. And tie this one off. Here we go. And then what's going to leave me with is there's one in the back. Whew, it's hanging down there. Oh, when I lift, there we go. And there's one from this side. And I'm going to grab those and try to pull down about 3 inches and tie it off. There we go. So this is making our cradle that our jar is going to be sitting inside of, down in here. But what we need to do now is take it all together and make a bottom. And we're going to just tie these all together. So even if these are a little bit uneven, it's okay, because I'm going to tie this about 3 inches below, tie it in a knot. There we go. Oh, no, I'm not going to do it this way. Sorry about that. I'm going to tie it with the twine. It's a little bit thinner that way and it lays flat. So I'm going to hold that and wrap it around and around 3 or 4 times, whatever I have enough twine to do, and then tie this off. Nice and tight. Good job. And nice tight for the second one. And then trim those little pieces that are hanging out also. And then this will be underneath our jar. And this is where the tassel will be. We don't need a tassel this long. Probably 3-4 inches long would be plenty. So I'm just going to trim it now at about 4 inches. So then I'm going to lift this up off. There we go. And I can see if my plant will go inside. My little plant pot will go inside here. There we go. Right in. Kind of center this knot above it. Pull this way and turn it around, and there you go. You have a hanging pot inside. This little knotted, it's not macrame, it's simple knots, but it's a really cute little hanger. And then what you will do, once you have this made, you know it's going to hold it securely. You would take this out and you'd fill them with the white stones. Take a couple reserved back if you want. Earlier in the day, I painted this with a chalkboard paint, and this lets you write on it later on with chalk. They say the first time you use it to write over with chalk and then wipe it off, and it kind of seasons it. But you could write love and life and family, whatever you'd like to on it. And then what you can do is put your air fern in and put a few of these stones around it. It kind of holds the air fern up. It's really unique that these plants require so little that you can just mist them. And in the instructions when we got these plants, they did have us soak it for 30 seconds and then shake them off a little bit, but let them air dry. And they say to mist it maybe a couple times a week. And if it doesn't look like it's doing too good, you're just going to have to see how your plant reacts in your house, how dry or humid it is. But they say if necessary, you could take them out and once a week, just soak them in a little bowl of water, and then take it out, shake it dry, and let it dry on the counter, and then put it back in your holder. But it normally, I think just misting a couple times a week will take care of it. So that would be really cute, hanging in your little hanger that you just made. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're able to make these and share it with someone maybe. But join us again next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.